I love this song. Saying it right now, this is one of my favorite songs in the entire game. I don't know what it is about this remix, but the way they slightly tweaked Living with Determination, added like a beat in the background, I think they may have changed the tone a little bit. I don't know what they did with this specifically, but my god, this song sounds so good. And it fits in with the tone and the vibe that the story now has. Greetings all, it's Blue Knight, and welcome back to Persona 3 FES. Previously, we made our choice on New Year's Eve in sparing Ryoji, and now he's given us our next and ultimate mission to reach the top of Tartarus before January 31st, because that is the promised day where Nyx will descend onto Tartarus and bring about the fall. Today we are going to go back into Tartarus, but it's been a while since we've checked this recording console in the command room. No new recordings? That's really surprising. I thought there would be one. It has been, I think, almost 2 months in game time since we have seen a recording, so I figured there would be one for December. Probably because everyone was so depressed about the news that Ryoji gave us back in December that it took the entire month of December to make sure they could process their decision and ultimately make their choice. That's probably why there isn't any new recordings set for last month. So I just want to check that right away since we haven't checked on the recording console in a while. Now that taken care of, Fuka, I'm ready to go back into Tartarus. And this Tartarus expedition is going to play out a little differently than how we are used to handling things. Because of how many guardians there are in this next block, we're going to spend a little longer in Tartarus tonight than usual. I'm actually aiming to take down 2 guardians in the next block instead of the usual one. I checked the calendar ahead of time to see where I would end up if I took on 1 guardian at a time, and from my calculations, we would end up on January 30th by the time we went through all the guardians in this block. So that's why I decided ahead of time to take on 2 guardians this time around instead of just 1, so we can speed up the process a little bit. Plus, I don't want to be in Tartarus on January 30th, where we finally can reach the top of Tartarus, only for us to go back the following day, so we can head back into the tower to face Nyx. So that's why I decided to take on 2 guardians this time instead of 1. With that being said, it's time for me to decide my party before we venture into the next block. I've been waiting for this request to show up. We had to retrieve 1 bloody button from the Reaper. Yeah, that big shadow we had to run away from a couple times in the past because I spent too much time on a floor. We had to find a way to defeat that thing. I don't have the means necessary to take on this Reaper yet, but I will accept this request so I can have this in stock the day we are ready to bring this shadow down. It's not going to be for a little while though, but it'll be nice to have on hand just for convenience sake. Also, I do have that Platinum Medals request accepted as well, but I'll go a little more into that once we do go into the next block. We're back at the Blockade of Harbor, and my party I have assembled is Aegis, who just awakened to Athena recently, so it makes sense that I have her back. And I still feel like I haven't leveled up Koro and Ken enough, so that's why they're with me too. Granted, Koro's at level 54, and everyone else is ranging from level 56 to 57 at most, but I still feel like I want to give the little pupper a little more screen time. As for Aegis, I did change her equipment around since it has been some time since she's been in Tartarus. I gave her the railgun, which is the strongest weapon I have in her arsenal to date. The rabbit compound that I replaced from that silly Bates outfit because things are getting serious now. The serpent legs, which give more evasion than her last pair. And I still kept the berserker seal because I Learn that she hasn't learned counter yet, if she has the ability to do so. So that's why I still have that seal on her yet. Once she is able to learn any counter ability by nature, then I will give her the Omega Drive so she can have a better chance of dealing out critical hits. But now it's time to move onward and upward again to the 6th and final block of Tartarus. Oh man, that is really hard on the eyes because of the stupid PSN version, so I apologize in advance if your eyes get a little bothered by this. I really forgot that Adama was exposed, I guess, to the strobe light effect. It seems there are many shadows left, or probably guardians. Only 5 more total, so we know the full extent of Adama. And we know where the first guardian is at floor 220. Almost to the top, we could do this together. So after we reach a certain floor, we'll level up the Judgment Social Lake, which is the second level in our Sea Social Lake, as we did establish in the last episode. The next Annihilation Team Social Lake has reached level 2. I actually want to go into the Social Lake description of that a little further to see what it does describe. Go to Social Lake. Now look at all this. Look at all these other socials we completed so far. Man, we've come a long, long way. There's only, aside from this, which will be advanced by story progress in Tartarus. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Now about 4 social links we have yet to complete. We've made a lot of progress in this game. My goodness, I'm really proud of how much we've completed so far, but we're not done yet. Cease members who vowed to go to the promised place. And it does show everyone here except for Shinji because, well, we all saw what happened to him. At least he'll be with us in spirit. And we're at 2:15 in Tartarus. Okay, so we don't have that far to go into the Adama block until we reach the first Guardian. I'm not going to be able to evade this shot, so I'm going to take this guy head on. Let's see what the first enemy has. Oh, it's a chariot type. I have to imagine. The slaughter drive. And since we don't have a first strike against it, so I'm going to have to think very carefully about this first move. I think I'll switch over to Odin and give them a good old Maziodyne. Besides, I really want to get Thunder Ray for Odin, so this works very well for me. Ah, they're weak to electricity, okay. And because of Aegis' awakening to Athena, not only has her quotes changed, but her all-out attack dialogue has changed too. She's the only member of Siege in the game that goes through that change, which I think is pretty cool. Kind of unfortunate that everyone else got shafted in terms of that, but it's still pretty cool that Aegis got that. Let's go for that Wong card, but I guess that that sword card is good enough. Okay, so we've made a good start into Adama so far. Adama really isn't opened up in its entirety, like with most of the other blocks except for Harbor. There are some sections that are closed off to us, so we can't get through this entire block right now. Oh boy, Odin Musha. I have to imagine that these guys have an advantage against all physical attacks, like with all the other Mushas we've come across in our adventure so far. They're not weak to electricity, but I was able to paralyze it. And I get playing Athena to work for the first time. Taking down that one Musha since it was shocked. And, oh, Ken followed up with that slash attack, nice. And they're weak to fire, so that's up Koro's department. And thankfully Koro does have Agidai, he did attain that some time ago. This might be the easiest Musha enemy we've faced to date, since they do have a pretty exploitable weakness that we can use to our advantage. He's not going to go till the 5th turn. I'm gonna try to conserve my SP and go on the attack. Well, of course, he's gotta evade Slash. Pretty sure he can evade all physical attacks. However, Agus was able to take down that Musha with her melee attack. I think I should leave the physical stuff to her. That's probably a small sign I should do that. I know that's a persona I don't have yet. Lakshmi. I have no idea how it's pronounced. At least I have room in my companion so I can make room for it. Oh wow, that chest had a lot of money. 250,000 yen. So in case you haven't got the idea by now, Adama, since it is the final block of the game, it's gonna give out a lot of good stuff, like level 8 or probably level 9 Won cards. I think we might get level 10 Won cards in this block, I'm not too sure about that. But if you ever want to put a heavy emphasis on grinding, this is the place to do it. I know I keep saying this after we advance every block, but the rewards are much greater the more we advance. However, that does mean that the enemies are a lot more dangerous to fight off too. It's a pretty heavy risk versus reward thing that goes on in Tartarus, but game progression is a thing. After that battle, Ken increased in his skill level, the first one to level up in this block. Aegis and Koromaru follow suit shortly afterwards by leveling up themselves. We got some brand new enemies. I figured there would be some new foes when we advance up to the next floor. The Death Dice. Alright. I have a feeling they might have some property with Zio. I'm not sure if it's good or bad for them. It's neutral. They deal a lot of damage though, as Zio Die usually does. Oh, I guess with Heat Wave. Nice. See what Ken's gonna do. Take that one out with a Pierce attack. They have light and dark spells, but they're weak to ice. Only Witch had a stronger ice persona, so I could actually use that to get some experience to it. But that's what I'm doing with Odin right now. By the way, I love the boom effect that you hear from the Zio and Masio Dyne spells. It's just so good to listen to. And Ken also leveled up shortly after that battle as well, making quick strides in this party so far. Another new foe. I see two of them actually. The Begodded Maya and the Amenti Raven. We'll check on the Raven first. I have a feeling they might be weak to fire. As for the Maya, I don't know for sure about them. But they're probably not very strong to deal with. As far as I know, they're just about as weak as every other Maya we faced up until this point. Can't figure out the weakness for the Raven. It's Zio. It's very unfortunate that I have Odin out then. So now we know the full stats on the Raven. Time to find out what the Mayas are made of, provided that we don't kill them first. Yeah, look at you, Koromaru. Good boy. Got a crit on that Raven, but I'm gonna take it back up again because the AI is pretty dumb sometimes. Ooh, good. Homunculus sacrificed itself. I don't know how many of those homunculus I have left, to be very honest with you. Probably running low on those by now. I could go to the antique shop to probably get some more afterwards. I have not been to the antique shop in a long time, so I gotta make that a priority sometime in the future. So since Aegis did awaken to Athena, not only her quotes changed, but just like everyone else who awakens to their new persona. Oh, they're weak to fire. Nice work, Koromaru. You're just on the ball today. So, with everyone else that awakened to their personas, Aegis has the ability to learn even more moves than she could before. And I see a new persona that I'm sure I don't have yet. It's Cub Honda. It's a really strange name, but not the first one I've come across in this game. And you're at the Hermit Arcana. Who to get rid of though? Kaiwan? Yeah, I'll get rid of Kaiwan. I don't see myself using that thing at all. And after that fight, Aikis and Koromaru both level up simultaneously again. Everyone else leveled up after a very tough fight with some Mayas and some Mushus. It's the toughest battle we had to date, but it was at least worth it to see everyone else get one level stronger. Okay, we got another new foe, the Death Castle. Not sure what you're weak to. It could be Augie based on your color scheme, but it could be something else entirely different. It's gonna give you a little slash attack since I'm running low on SP. One of my main problems about this game is that I use SP way too much, and I think that goes about RPGs in general. I tend to use magic techniques so frequently. Weak to Garu, okay. So that's why I have very little SP where we're only just 2 floors into the Adama block. But that's my own fault. But since you do have an wind weakness, guess I got 5 Garla gems that I kept up until now. I was gonna use like Gale Megatama, but thankfully I don't have to use that yet. And still survived. This thing's pretty sturdy. Alright then, at least everyone else can just chip away at it. Lupadine. Oh wow, that took down Ken. Well, I used a revival beat in one of our previous fights to bring him back, so that's on me. I think I'll use another Garla gem. I don't think it will be taken down from this AoE. Yeah, I thought so. Survive somehow. I'm sure it'll survive until my turn comes around again. I don't see it going down this turn. So I want to bring Ken back somehow. And thankfully use Wazao which I could drain. Nice. I just got a crit on it though. Fine. Ken's gonna lose all the experience on this one. Saw the opportunity to take it out, so I didn't want to pull on the inevitable. It's gonna suck for Ken since he loses on experience, but at least he'll make up for it somewhere down the road. I think this is a persona I don't have yet. The Carabia. I want to replace it with. I know for a fact that this thing had Mekido. I was planning to use that to get Alice with Mekido. That was a possible candidate, but I decided against that later on. You. No need for you right now. So we could get one more persona registered for our compendium after we leave. And I get leveled up shortly afterwards. Man, everyone's getting a lot low today. Ken leveled up again. I just want to show that off really quickly. Ragnarok did 492 points of damage against that stupid Maya. Just wanted to show how much of an overkill attack Ragnarok can be once you do find an enemy that's weak to fire. Well, this is good. We hit level 64. It's only gonna be a matter of time before we reach this level. Finally, a brand new foe. The Green Sigil. Cast about Xeondyne. See where it takes us. Drains it. I had a feeling it would have some advantage against it. So maybe it's gonna be Garu or Bufu. So suspecting. And you reflect light too, but you're weak to fire. Okay. Well, Coral does have enough SP to cast on Akidyne. Thankfully, I've got a lot of Akilau gems on hand. So I'll spare one of these. And get ourselves ready for an auto attack. Indeed, I guess a strike. And there it goes. After that Green Sigil fight, Aegis and Coral both once again level up at the same time. Those two are in huge sync today, my goodness. That's like the third time they both leveled up simultaneously. Now I think it's good a time as any to go over Aegis' new persona, Athena. Otherwise known as Pallas Athena, she is the Greek goddess that represents decisions and strategic warfare. She's classified as the disciplined side of war, unlike her brother Ares, who, as we all know, is the god of war, or the violent side of it. Athena is also known as the virgin patron of Athens, as the Pantheon, a temple that watches over the city, was named after her and dedicated to her. Athena is also associated with the olive, as she won a contest on who would be declared the god or goddess of Athens. She planted an olive tree as a gift to the city. There are 3 shadows in the middle. Be careful. Took me a while, but I finally got this far. Now to go back down and to get myself prepared for the upcoming boss fight. I'm not sure I want to squeeze in this episode or not, because I feel if I go back to edit this, it might not be long enough. I think I'll make a decision after I save. So I haven't had time to show this off because I was too busy grinding, but there's only one shadow related request we can do in Adama, and that's to hunt down the rare shadows. We gotta find 3 platinum medals from the glorious hands to complete this request. And that's about it in terms of the shadow related stuff we can do in Tartarus for Elizabeth. There aren't any specific shadows we have to look out for, or any red shadows we have to hunt for that matter. Come to think of it, I don't think I've ever seen a rare shadow in Adama before, so that's probably why they're not needed to hunt for in this block. And as you can see, I stuck with the same party that I've trekked up through Adama till now, with Aegis, Ken, and Coral. They're actually the party I plan to use in this next fight, so it's kind of convenient that things worked out that way. But now it's time to take on the Guardians, the first one of Adama, and these guys are of the secret variety, which means this is gonna be quite a challenge.
It seems you have to defeat this one to move on.
So these are the Noble Seekers. They're level 63 and they're strong to all magic. So no matter what I do with my magic, I'm not going to inflict that much damage. So I guess you should use physical attacks, since they have no property against any physical elements as far as I know. I wish I had something that can damage them all at once. I'll just do a Bossy Undyne, just to get some damage in. So these guys can use heavy magic spells, something called Vorpal Blade. I think it's the attack we haven't for, but it's one I'm particularly worried about. It could do heavy slash damage to all foes, but it could do 1.5, I guess, times damage to those who are in great condition. And I've been great for the longest time, so I'm definitely worried about that if they ever decide to use it. Ah, crud, I just got hit by a stupid Garudan, but thankfully Counter-Strike saved my butt there. Otherwise I would have been toast. Okay, let's switch it to Haridi. Since I still have Vidya Rohan with that persona, I can play healer if the time comes, and that time is right now for the moment. These guys can also use something called Life Drain. I believe this is an attack we haven't seen either. It can drain 35 hit points from a foe. So it's not that dangerous, but they end up using that a lot, then it might build up over time. Though I don't remember these guys using that Life Drain ability that much. So I guess the best thing I can do is either use physical attacks a lot more often, or find some way to stun these guys so we can open ourselves to a crit attack, like using Odin's Maziodyne. For the time being though, I think I'll stick to defense and being the healer. So I'll cast on Maraku Kaja. That way we can take a little less damage from all of their heavy magic spells. So it looks like we're gonna be in for another war of attrition in this Guardian fight. If they weren't strong to all magic, then this battle would be a little easier. But since they have that to their advantage, then It's gonna be a very difficult fight. And of course, getting pout there. Not good. I'm gonna pick on my dog for it. That is just really, really mean of you, stupid noble seekers. Thankfully, my healing spells for reading can bring everyone back to full health should the need call for it. Oh, Ken apparently learned a diorama too. Nice. So he can be a healer as well if he needs to bring his health back up. Coral, why did you decide to use that spell? And I wish the AI can outright know that all bosses in this fight are immune to light and dark spells. I wish they could know that, but they don't. You have to learn the hard way. I'm gonna heal myself up again because I have a feeling this next turn is gonna be pretty brutal if I'm not careful. Akidine. So I guess if these guys can use elemental spells on people that can nullify those elements, then that would make the boss fight a lot easier, but I'm not counting my luck to be that good. The best person we might have in this fight is Aegis, since she is physical oriented, she can keep using attacks like Heat Wave. Maybe it would have been a good idea to bring people like like Akihiko and Jupi along, since they are kind of physical oriented too. At least that's how they start off at first. Okay, what can I do? I probably should have switched off to a different melee weapon if I knew these guys were strong to all magic before. That probably would have helped as well. Maybe like something like an axe could have been useful against these guys. But I think we're doing pretty well so far. We already have one Seeker that's fairly close to dying. Happens to be the one that Coral missed, I bet. Alright, let's see what we can get from Aegis. And Gardine on Koromaru. They still did a lot of damage since their defense can be reverted now. Especially to Aegis, man, she's hanging on by a thread. I also could count on doing Medea Rahan anyways in this turn, so it's not like it mattered unless one of them died. We'll still bring it back with some Archon, but still. Alright, that happens. See? That's what I was talking about earlier. If something like that happens over and over again, then we can use that to our advantage in this fight. Like I said, I'm not counting on that to happen too much, so we're gonna have to push the offensive as best as we can. See that particular Noble Seeker, the one that's attacking right now, he's really close to dying. Maybe if I use... I'm gonna take a chance to use a Bufadine. No, I'll bring everyone's defense back up again since it got reverted last turn. Not taking any chances here. Unless we get the numbers incredibly in our favor. I'm not taking the chance to attack myself yet. Just leaving that to the rest of my team. Not the first time I've done that, but it has worked out before. It's just gonna take a lot of time and patience to do so. As well as a lot of careful planning. I just bring in Ken's HP back up. That's good. That means he can attack again this turn. I don't think he's got it actually. I think he did, I just wasn't paying attention. Okay. I do have one more bead chain I have in my items. I had to use another one during one of the fights leading up to this pack of Guardians, unfortunately, so I'm down by one. I think I will use another Medea Rahan. My paranoia is telling me to heal ourselves up as much as we can. For all I know, these guys can end up using a Vorpal Blade when I least expected, and that would be very detrimental.
Please help me.
Okay, Koromaru's going from Mirakion again. That one Seeker is very close to going down. He should survive this Heat Wave. Good, he's down. It's 4 on 2 now. Oh man, but Ken got annihilated from that massive Akidine spell. He's gonna be going third. I'm gonna take the chance to go for Bufadine on this Noble Seeker. I hope he doesn't go after Ken. Akidine. Anakoromaru, excellent. Good. I was actually counting on Ken to heal that turn, but he didn't do that. That's surprising. Maybe Agnes might do it when her turn comes around. Now she's going for Heat Wave. I guess the threshold wasn't that low enough for Ken or anyone to heal Ken yet. Thankfully, Haridi does not have any weaknesses, so that Akidine did not matter to me. But I will heal Ken up. And I suspect our defense is gonna be reverted this turn. It has been 3 turns since I casted that Murakukaja. Yeah, I thought so. Okay, so that's gonna be the next target. Maybe I should assign everyone to go after that target, or maybe just Ken and Koromaru, since I get to use Heat Wave and damage both of them anyways. So I might have I get just keep doing that. Well, Ken and Koro can target that weaker Noble Seeker. Weaker Noble Seeker, that's a huge rhyme there. No time for rhyming though, gotta be serious. Gotta stay focused. Go to Tactics, then Koromaru. Go to assign target, wherever that is. There you are. They're both pretty weak actually. I'll keep going for this one. And Ken go up to the same thing. To be really honest with you, this is the most I've used my tactics in all of my playthroughs of this game. The only ones I would end up using on a normal run would be moves, well not moves, like tactics like heal and support, conserve SP on the rare occasion, and that's about it. Or knockdown too, knockdown if the need calls for it as well. But other than those 3, I rarely use my tactics at all. It's a pretty bad thing to admit, but that's honestly how I use my tactics. It's really rare for me to use stuff like same target or full assault. I never use attack fallen because that's a stupid tactic to use. Why would you use that to deny yourself intentionally from an AoE? That's just stupid. Alright. I don't have much SP left, and I'm running low on that. Now I gotta heal. Heal is much more important than regular defense right now. So one last speed chain to use. And let's hope that the party won't take a copious amount of damage to the point where I need to heal ourselves up again. I could use a precious egg though, but I'm gonna have to be very careful on the timing to use that particular item. Almost there. Oh, I guess why'd you miss? You had a clear shot there and you missed it. Just to be safe, I'll raise everyone's defense back up. Again, not taking any chances, especially considering my history with stupid secret enemies from this game. So it'll give me a matter of time before that weaker secret goes down, and there he goes. Okay, 4-on-1. I think I can allow myself to attack a little more now. Scourdine on me. I might be able to survive another elemental attack no matter what. I was thinking about switching to Odin for a brief moment, but I think that will be bad to do. Man, I wish I had like a soul item I could use. That way I don't have to be worried about my SP count right now. I'll heal myself back up. A feed? Not really. I'll spring for a medical powder. It may not do much at this point in the game since we have so much HP and SP to work with now. It's still pretty helpful to use at a pinch. Okay, good. Press the offensive. Man, if I had Odin right there, I would have drained some of that Zyodine, but oh well. He might be coming after me, come to think of it. If he's gonna continue to attack me, I'll just keep spamming my medical powders then. I hope that does happen. That way my party members can keep attacking this guy while I play a distraction role. Ken, why'd you use a Hama spell? Come on! You should know by now, all bosses are immune to light and dark spells. At least Ike's got the killing blow, good.
Did I succeed in protecting everyone?
That railgun is very, very powerful. Also, it's the first time we ever seen Ike's use that other attack animation. In case you didn't know, Ike's, depending on what weapon she has 2 attack animations to use. In other news, we took down the first Guardians in the Adama block, and we're one step closer to the promised place. And with those words of encouragement from Fuka, for every Guardian we defeat, we'll also level up our Judgment Social Link. So if this was a portable version, you could go right up to the Blockade in the Adama block in one sitting, much like, or pretty similar to what you could do with the Harbor block in the portable version. So you can max out that Judgment Social Link very fast if you were playing the portable version and you didn't have to worry about your condition at all. I'm gonna retreat since we did take down the first Guardian of Adama. And I'm gonna go save because that's all we're gonna do for today. This was one of the longest expeditions I had in a long time. So I gotta take a small break and recover to see where things go from here. So next time, we're gonna continue going through Tartarus as we make our way to the next Guardian that lies within the Adama block. Until we meet again, farewell for now.